Hey guys, it's KevyDog4 here. Are the results of Week 17 games. This was the last week of the regular season. All 12 playoff teams are decided, 6 from each conference, and the seeding has also been decided, and the matchups for next week's first round of the playoffs. So let's get started. So the first game on Sunday was New England versus Miami. My pick was New England, and they won 35-14. They clinched the number 1 seed, which is home field advantage throughout the playoffs. And Miami clinched the number 6 seed. Jacksonville versus Indianapolis. I picked Indianapolis, and they won 24-20. Carolina versus Tampa Bay. I picked Tampa Bay. They won 17-16. However, they needed about 5 games to go their way, including a tie between the Giants and the Redskins, and that didn't happen, so they were automatically out of this. So they finished with a winning record for the first time in several years, which is a step up, and I feel like that this team, if they keep improving, can end up being in the playoffs next year. So we'll see. Chicago versus Minnesota. I picked Minnesota. They won 38-10. Cleveland versus Pittsburgh. I picked Pittsburgh. They won 27-24 in overtime. Pittsburgh clinched the number 3 seed. I'm not sure that could have happened last week, but I'm not positive on that, but I guess for sure they did this week. So, number 3 seed for Pittsburgh. Buffalo versus the New York Jets. My pick was Buffalo. They lost 30-10. The Jets won this game. And this was the first week without Rex Ryan as their coach, and they clearly struggled. So, that's pretty crazy. Dallas versus Philadelphia. I picked Dallas, and they also lost 27-13. They played all 3 quarterbacks like expected, but the majority of the snaps went to Mark Sanchez, who ended up throwing for I don't know how many yards, but no touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Tony Romo led 1 drive. He was 3 for 4 with 29 yards and a touchdown, so he looked strong to come out of being out for over a year. He looked strong in the 1 drive, but you can't really tell much with 1 drive, but at least for that drive, he did a good job, and Dak Prescott did not throw for any touchdown passes, and I think he may have led 2 drives. So Mark Sanchez got the majority of the snaps, and Philadelphia ended up winning the game. So Houston versus Tennessee. My pick was Houston. Tennessee won this game 24-17. Houston clinched the number 4 seed. Baltimore versus Cincinnati. I picked Baltimore. Cincinnati won 27-10. Kansas City versus San Diego. I picked the Chiefs. They won 37-27. They ended up with the Raiders loss, which I'll talk about fairly quickly coming up soon. Kansas City clinched the AFC West and a first round bye and the number 2 seed. So, Oakland versus Denver. Here it is. I picked Oakland to win. They lost 24-6. Oakland clinched the wild card number 5 seed. Oakland, what happened with them is Matt McGloin got injured in the second quarter, but they were already down, I think, 17-0 before that injury happened. And then a rookie quarterback, Cook, I think his name was, he came in and he threw a touchdown pass. But I guess the extra point was missed, or they went for 2 and didn't get it. And he had an interception as well, but I guess he showed some promise. But now they're down to their 3rd string quarterback, assuming that McGloin can't play next week, but we'll see. I don't know what his status is. I'll have to look it up. But Denver won this game. Seattle versus San Francisco. I picked Seattle, and they won 25-23. They clinched the number 3 seed in the NFC. Arizona versus Los Angeles. I picked the Cardinals. They won 44-6. New Orleans versus Atlanta. I picked Atlanta. They won 38-32. Atlanta did clinch the number 2 seed, the first round bye. No one, I mean, some people saw it coming, but a lot of people didn't. They didn't realize that Atlanta really has had a great season. I didn't see it coming either. I thought Seattle was going to get it. For a while, I thought Detroit was going to get it, but Atlanta, it just came out of nowhere. They've got the number 2 seed. So, Giants versus Washington. I picked the Giants. They won 19-10, eliminating Washington and clinching the number 5 seed. Detroit and Green Bay. Okay, so this game I picked Detroit. They won, or Green Bay won 31-24. Both teams, however, are in the playoffs. Green Bay clinched the AFC North, the number 4 seed, and Detroit clinched a wild card and the number 6 seed. So let's see how I did on the season with my predictions. I'll leave these pages up. If you want to read through these numbers, you can pause. So there are the first 6 weeks. Here are the 7 through 12, so the second set of 6 weeks. So if you want to pause and look at that, you can. And for the last set, I'll read these out loud. 13 through 17, I went 11-4, 12-4, 13-3, and then 10-6 for both of the last 2 weeks. On the season, I went 148 and 98. So I'm just going to make sure that I ended up calculating that right. If not, I'll put up another video anyways, no matter what, because I want to break down kind of what my predictions were like all season. But I'm going to double check and make sure I ended up with the right amount of games. So 148 and 98. Anyways, so those were my predictions and results on the season. It's 246. And there were 16 games per week, or I guess for 16 weeks times 16 games per team. 16. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Or at least it should be right, but we'll see. So thanks for watching this video, guys. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you leave a comment below. How did your team do? Is your team in the playoffs? Make sure you subscribe, and I guess I should probably tell you what the seeding is. Number 1 in the AFC is New England. Number 2, Kansas City. 3, Pittsburgh. 4, Houston. 5, Oakland. And 6, Miami. So that will have a first round matchup in the AFC. First round bye goes to the Chiefs and the Patriots, but number 3 will play number 6, and number 4 will play 5. So that puts Pittsburgh at home against Miami, and Houston at home against Oakland. So that's the AFC. And for the NFC, you have Dallas with the first round bye, Atlanta with the first round bye, and then number 3 seed Seattle will play number 6 Detroit, and number 4 seed Green Bay will play number 5, which is New York Giants. So those are the 12 teams that are in. That's the seeding. I'll put up a video with a bracket later. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.